Clemens Homebrew coming at you with a beer review. It is Friday. That's right, or as my buddies say, F it Friday. That's right. So it's time for a beer review, and I haven't been drinking beer for the last couple of weeks because I got this cold from the grandsons. Thank you very much. My wife and I avoided that for 2.5 weeks, and when the 2-year-old slept with us, finally nailed me. What can you do? But I'm on the mend, so I'm having a beer finally. So here it is. It's Hops in a Can. It's by Revention Brewing out of Sparks, Nevada. This is what they call, you've heard of these triple IPAs? This is a triple hazy IPA, so that's kind of unique. It's a whopping 10.5% ABV and 75 IBUs. You know, I don't know, this might kill some germs. Make sure I don't get the cold coming back. So let's get the sucker cracked open. Beer's not as cold as I'd like, but it's cold enough out here. So that's dropping down. It's going down to 27 tonight. And thank goodness we get the mild weather in Oregon compared to most of the Midwest and East Coast. All right, let's take a look at this. I've got some bubbles rising up. Don't know if you see that. You've got a one finger, a white head basically on there. I'm gonna get the nose. Woo! A lot going on there. I'm gonna slide back. All right. I mean, immediately I'd say I got a lot of tropical nose and I got some citrus notes right away. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the hops because part of this made sense. So it says there's Citra, Simcoe, Amaillo, and Mosaic. And I got, some of you might know, especially if you brew, sometimes you get a little hint of garlic coming off the Simcoe, and I did. Wow. So on the citrus side, I'm getting like orange and orange rind. I'm also getting something like a tangerine almost, I want to say. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. That sounds pretty much right. On the tropical side, geez, I felt like I got a little pineapple at first. Definitely getting some mango going on. A hint of pineapple, but there's some resin in it, so that kind of mixes it up. A resin, a slightly dank resin quality to it as well. Oh man, but it smells just so inviting. So I'm gonna go jump on in. Cheers. Well, all right. See, this could be dangerous because for me personally, this doesn't drink like 10.5%. I might guess it were 8, but not 10.5. Wow, it's interesting. It is a hazy, but being that it's a much bigger beer, it doesn't quite have quite the same taste of a normal hazy. There's a lot more sweetness going on, and of course with 75 IBUs, there's a lot more bitterness going on to balance that out as well. You're getting a lot of these things I talked about, but what's interesting is you get that garlic and almost a light green onion type quality to it. It's not overpowering, but I've got to mention that because it's there. And you don't always perceive that out of the Simcoe. It does happen frequently. And when you take that along with some of this resinous quality, it's not what I want to call a pine. It's a resin and moderately dank. And when you kick that in, those two flavors, they can cover up a lot of stuff. You are getting the citrus, so I think the orange is still there, and some orange rind type quality, but I get a hint of some grapefruit and like lemon quality as well. So maybe that, you know, it's like I said, tangerine, which is a blend of stuff. So it does come out kind of as a blend of citrus, more on the orange side, almost a mandarin orange now at this point. And then the tropical, again, it's trying to fight through that little bit of garlic onion type quality. So I think I named it all. The hops in this are citrus, Amaillo, Simcoe, and Mosaic. And the Simcoe is doing the most damage on this sucker. It's really changing it up. It's kind of a medium body, which is interesting. The mouth feels very interesting because it's fairly dry, especially for a hazy IPA. It dries out on the palate, leaves you prepared to drink more, but it leaves a lot of flavor still on the tongue. particularly, you're still getting the garlic and you're still getting those dank qualities, but the fruit and everything, it's all sitting there, but it just kind of dries up on the tongue. There's a slight grassy quality to it as well. It plays a real background to all the other flavors, but it still has like a nice malt bill on it, you know? It still has this slightly bready quality to it as well. Usually when you're doing a hazy IPA, you're getting things like flaked ingredients, like flaked oats, flaked barley, flaked wheat. That type of quality is a lot stronger. This plays someplace in between an IPA and a hazy IPA, and that's just all part of that, bringing that whole level up to a higher ABV, I think. But then they really switched it up with these hops, and the fact that the Simcoe is pulling in a little bit of a garlic type quality, more the garlic than the onion, so it really changes it up quite a bit. It's quite different. I'm so used to all the late additions and getting these big old tropical and or citrus type flavors. Sometimes you'll get a resin, you know, not so much on a hazy, but you're getting that along with the garlic, so it's a very different take. But at the same time, I enjoy a big beer, you know, and it is a big beer. I can eat, well, I haven't been drinking so much beer, but I've been sipping on whiskey for my throat when I had the cold, right? Because it kills the germs. It's important. So how would I rate this? Parts of me want to rate it real low, and parts of me want to rate it real high, to be honest. It's kind of funny. I think in terms of hazy IPAs, granted there's not really a category for a triple hazy IPA. You know, I mean, you don't see many imperial IPAs, let alone triple IPAs. So in that category of hazy IPA, I can't rate it super high because to me, you know, I think most of us don't really want to have that garlic onion type quality coming in, right? That's kind of a detractor, and it's not quite as hazy as you might expect. I like those late additions so much in the hazy IPAs when I drink them. It makes me start missing just regular IPAs, by the way, well-made regular IPAs, but it must be carbonated well enough. So in terms of ratings, I think on a hazy IPA it's really good, but I can't rate it really high. I want to give this an 88. And this is where I depart from the norm and I go strange. I love different. I always give extra points for different because this is definitely a unique beer. I mean, come on, a 10.5% hazy IPA. And then even the garlic adds this different twist. And it's not a harsh garlic, don't get me wrong. It's there, though. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, it is there. It's a fun beer. And I'm going to enjoy this with some pizza in a minute. And so I'm kind of digging on it. It's really good. I'm giving it a 92 for overall. Oh yeah, time to go all in, baby. All right, well here it is again. It's What's in a Can? What's in a Can by Revision Brewing. It is a triple hazy IPA. Boy, if you can find it, I'd say grab a can at least. Go give it a shot. It's a fun beer. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. This is Kevin at Clemens Home. Be sure to drink cheap beer, and I'll see you in the next beer review.